everyone, welcome back to the Mom Zoo. I'm Colette, this is Carly, we've got Kaylee, and our guest today is Danna, Danna Richards. So this month we've been talking about health, fitness, overall health and wellness in general, and today we have Danna on, who is a good friend of ours and a musician, and she is vegan. So we're just gonna go into, like, she's not like a typical vegan. You haven't always been vegan.
No.
It's just been the last couple years?
Last 3 or 4 years.
Last 3 or 4 years. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, well, I kind of got started because in college I got mono. And the worst part is I wasn't even kissing any boys at the time.
Oh, you didn't get it a fun way? You didn't get it the good way.
I know, come on, it's the worst. So I was in bed for about a month and a half. And I just started getting online. I was like, healthiest food in the world, healthiest diet in the world, just to like get out of my misery kind of thing. And then the vegan thing kept popping up, and raw vegan specifically. And I tried it and I failed miserably because I was doing like, I'm gonna eat 2 oranges for breakfast and then a salad for lunch. And I didn't realize like there's so like fewer calories in that food that you have to eat so much more, which is great for me because I love to eat. So that was kind of when I was introduced to it. But I didn't go vegan then. I went vegetarian for a couple years, but it was always kind of in the back of my mind.
And did that help? Did you notice a big difference?
When I went vegetarian?
Yeah. Like
not really. I kind of recovered from the mono and then went back to normal. And then a few years later, I got chronic illness, which at the time I thought it was Lyme disease. I'm not really sure what it is. It's kind of like a mystery illness that kept coming back. So I went back to the vegan thing. I was like, there's something to this. I'm gonna try it. I've like read all the research and all that stuff, but I was like, I'm gonna try this and see how it feels in my body, see if it feels right and helps with my symptoms. And it completely wiped me out, made me so sick for a couple of weeks. But then I learned that that was kind of like a detox period, and then everything lifted, and I felt so amazing.
I think that's why people don't want to do it. It's like they start and they're like, this sucks. Why would I do it?
They feel like crap, and
I feel like
they don't stick with it long enough to like see the end, like the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and I went drastic into it. Like you can like ease yourself into it and not have as bad of detox symptoms and stuff. But
that's awesome. I didn't know all of this. I've known you for so long. I didn't know this.
Yeah.
The chronic illness stuff?
I didn't know all of that.
But it's definitely helped with that.
100%. When I eat, and it's not just vegan, like I could eat Oreos all day and be technically vegan.
You have to say those are
it's
vegan.
Like, it's like a specific, you just want to increase, high nutrient foods.
Right.
And like anyone can do that, even if you're not eating vegan.
Right.
But it really, really helped. And I noticed when I get off of that program, I have symptoms. They come back right away. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I totally believe that. I mean, I am not vegan, but I'm constantly reminded, like, the whole food, natural, plant-based, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And even like, in the religion that I follow, and I believe that like eating meat sparingly, it's like how our bodies are meant to be, like just more natural, whole food, plant-based. But every time I try to do it, I'm like, I love this. And then I'm like, oh, I have kids and life is really hard and frozen food is so easy. And
well, one thing I've struggled with is going home for holidays, not just with the lack of food, but the judgment from families.
It's interesting.
I grew up with eggs, dairy, meat, like that's mainly what's in our fridge. And people are like, you don't eat that stuff? They think I eat like celery sticks all day long. But you can make like really good meals. Yeah, exactly. But you can make really good meals with.
Have you heard of, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Have you heard of the celery juice? Like how people start their mornings with just pure celery juice?
I have a book.
Oh, do you? Yes, I want to read this.
Medical Medium.
Yeah.
do you know this one?
I don't have it. I've never read it, but I want to.
This is the guy who recommends. His name's Anthony William. And when I first read this, I'm like, this guy's a quack. He's like, he's like a spiritual, I see dead people kind of guy.
Interesting man.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like I was like, I don't know about this. Like I'd rather have it backed up by science.
Right.
But he's recommending whole foods, fruits and veggies to cure stuff. And I'm like, well, I've personally been through that and recovered from that. So, he's not doing any harm. But there have been a lot of people who have, cured. There's their illness and stuff with the celery juice.
Celery juice in the mornings on an empty stomach. I want to.
Have you been doing it?
I've done it a few times, and I want to like do it every single day because I have seen so many testimonies of people who had sickness, who had just like different health issues, that the celery juice,
Just celery juice?
cured it. Nothing else in it.
I can't tell you how many times I've bought in so many celery stalks, like just in bulk. Like, I'm gonna start juicing, and then I forget, and they go bad, and I'm like, dang it! Like, literally, it's embarrassing. I'm not gonna admit the amount of times, but same. I've heard so many like just benefits from just having that straight first thing in the morning.
Let's do it, guys.
We should try it.
Shots for everybody.
And I think you have to drink like a big glass of it.
So why do they say, what is in celery that, what?
Sometimes it burns my tongue. Is that
He
weird?
says mineral
It is
salt.
a little spicy.
Like
Celery
if I eat
does
a
have
lot
a
of
little
it,
spice.
I'm like, my tongue is a little numb. Maybe
I
it's
got
a good
celery
thing.
tongue again. So what,
I think it has the spice.
I feel like it's, okay. I've heard that too about celery, and I just kind of feel like, okay, well, it's one of those fads. Like avocados were popular for a while, kale was popular for a while. Is
I just think it
the
has
celery fad?
whatever works for you, but I think so many people have seen benefits from doing it.
Can't
There's
hurt.
been
Try
so
it.
many testimonials.
So
about
you've
it.
read this. Does it talk about that? And does he talk about the benefits of celery?
Not in this book, I don't believe. I think it's in one of his newer ones, but yeah.
You can follow him on Instagram though. Shout out. And he has like really good recipes and talks more about it. So.
And he has a podcast too that he goes into depth with this stuff too. So
He just sounds fun to follow. He sees dead people, you know.
Well, and don't you have like vegan smoothies and recipes on your Instagram as well?
yeah.
I'm always
you guys
dying
follow
over
her on
your
Instagram.
You're like, is it your
Yeah.
waffles? I'm always like, those look so good.
They are so good.
Looks
And they're
so
just
good.
3 ingredients. You put in a banana, a cup of oats, and a cup of plant milk or water. And they're a little like, they're not like crisp or anything, but they're
Ooh,
really,
I
really
like
good.
mine
I mean, but
softer.
but it's basically like eating oatmeal. It's really healthy.
So good.
Yeah.
If you guys aren't following Danna on Instagram and YouTube, you should, because you're so inspiring to me. Like every day I'm like, oh, Danna got it. I'm gonna get it too.
She's getting it.
Even on days when I don't, and I mentioned this to Danna, I'm like, Danna, I didn't do anything today to work out, but I'm still just like, I'm gonna do it. So you've been very inspiring to me.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, that's another thing that we wanted to talk to Danna about is she's vegan, and you're going on this kind of fitness journey
Yes.
to show that, you know, I think typically people think vegan, there's no muscle,
Frail,
like you're
yeah.
not eating protein, so yeah, so you're breaking that stigma.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do. Like I've gotten past the chronic illness for the most part. Like sometimes I'll get symptoms and need to rest for the day, but
As long as you're vigilant on your eating.
yeah, and when I know that line, I'm about to cross it, so I know like, oh, I need to rest, because I'm the type of person who will like push past the pain, you know. I've always been like that. But with chronic illness, like it's not worth it. You just have to like really allow yourself to
It's
rest.
almost like life is teaching you how to take care of
know,
yourself
it really
in a
is.
hard way.
Well, it's really been a blessing in disguise, because I haven't always had the motivation to eat super healthy, but this has given me massive motivation, because if I know I'm going to be in bed for, you know, a couple weeks or a month, it's not worth it to have that piece of cheesecake you know, during the holidays.
For sure.
So yeah, but that's led me into my fitness journey, because now I want to see how far I can push my body, you know, how much muscle I can build as a vegan, because I've done it in the past. I've done like 12-week challenges, which I do on my YouTube channel, and we're starting one January 1st. I'm excited.
Party.
Yeah.
Which
But
you guys it'll be happening right now.
Oh
as
yeah.
this video's up.
Yeah, you guys come join us.
Yes.
It'll be fun. But I want to see how much muscle I can put on as a vegan.
So
Just
as a
saying, you know?
vegan, where do you find sources of protein?
Okay, so there's lots of different sources of protein. Lentils, like that's a big one. And you can find lentil pasta and stuff like that. There's all sorts of different things. Lentils, beans, quinoa. There's protein in every vegetable. So if you're eating, you know, a lot of veggies, you're getting protein in there as well. Of course, you know, we've all heard of tofu, which is basically just a bean.
Right.
That's edamame. It's a
I
good
love
source.
edamame. It's
Yeah.
so good. I think when you start really educating yourself about food, a lot of people feel like it limits their choices, but I think it gives you freedom, because you learn so much. There's so much more out there
Yeah.
that maybe you wouldn't have tried before. But when you're trying to like figure out your diet, you have to learn about other foods and how they're going to source and fuel your body. And a lot of people think that diets are restricting, but sometimes I feel like they're freeing, especially when you learn about food and like you have to come up with the other options, you know?
That's how I felt. So a long time ago, I used to do the Atkins diet, you know, or the high protein diet, where it was just like chicken and veggies. And I was miserable because like your body needs some source of carbohydrate and sugar to function and to be happy.
I need
yes,
sugar.
I got results. Yeah, I think everyone does. I would get results, but I was so miserable the whole time because I wasn't feeding my body like micronutrients. We all think about carbs, fats, and protein, but there's so many micronutrients in plant foods that you're getting the carbs, you know, proteins and all that, but you're also getting like phytochemicals and you know, all this other stuff. So
Stuff
like
we don't think about.
stuff that you don't get from
Plus, they don't have a lot of
meat.
calories in them, so it's like no one got fat from eating carrots. Eat as many as you want. You know, that's what I love telling myself. I'm like, I can eat as many of these as I want.
I eat carbs all the time. I eat, you know, lentils and potatoes and oatmeal. Like I eat.
so good.
My diet's really high in carbs, and I lost 15 pounds in 7 weeks. Just like
Dang.
eating as much as I want.
The right food.
And going back to the sugar thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But our bodies need sugar. Our bodies need glucose from sugar, just to function. You know?
Right. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like when I eat, like I followed Fit for Life for a while, which was like all fruit in the morning and then as much vegetables as you want, but you just kind of combine the right foods, I guess. But I felt so good because I was eating so much fruit and vegetable things and not as much meat. And I was like, this is awesome. But I find it really hard in a busy life to keep that up. And especially like we eat out a lot. And like, what do you do when you eat out? Like what is
tricky.
your everyday like, regimen? How do you eat vegan on a regular basis?
Well, it's easy when you're cooking at home. Like it's really easy because I like have my go-to meals. And any meal that I really loved when I wasn't vegan, I've made vegan. And you know,
that's a good idea.
yeah, so I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, but I'm getting all these benefits. But when I eat out, there's like little tricks. Like Mexican food's really easy, Thai food.
You can do like beans and rice.
Yeah, you can do beans and rice. Instead of cheese, you do avocado. And instead of meat, you can add extra beans or, you know, whatever.
I might die without cheese though.
That's, yeah.
Is that a hard one? I love cheese.
That was the one. Okay, I was vegetarian.
I might die if I get cheese.
I know. It's addictive.
Yeah.
It's got queso morphine in it.
I
Like
wonder
if you
how
think
much
of
queso
morphine,
Morphine?
Yeah.
I have never heard that.
queso morphine.
Why have I never heard that?
It's physically, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's physically addictive because it's addicting this cow to the calf to the mother. So the calf
I
keeps
have that
coming
in
back.
my milk. Lenny, that is why.
She's addicted
Why have
to
I
you.
not known this in my
I
life?
don't know. Sorry, I'm going off topic.
Did you know that?
No. But I'm not surprised I don't know, to be honest.
I'm like, queso
This is
morphine?
like so interesting. Okay, sorry. Queso morphine in the milk.
Yeah, it's so the baby calf keeps coming back. And then,
That explains a
We're all
lot.
baby
Milk-
cows.
yeah, exactly. I know milk is the weirdest thing when you actually think about it because, I mean, it's like taboo for a mom to breastfeed a child past like 2 years old, yet we're all like drinking milk as adults.
Food is so, I feel like we could talk about this forever. And
Yeah.
you're just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take us off tangent, but that is insane about cheese. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Queso morphine.
It makes sense to me.
Queso, I'm going to cut it out. Queso. Get it? I'm going to cut it out of my diet.
No more queso for you.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, that's funny.
Wait, I feel so bad. I just took us way off.
No, you're fine. I was just trying to think of.
Well, we're talking about cheese. Okay, how do you, when you're out eating, she said cut out
Oh,
cheese
yes,
for
yes, yes.
avocado, and then
Yeah, avocado. And then like Chinese food and Thai food, they don't really have dairy
yeah.
in those a lot of the time.
Do you ever miss it or crave it, or do you feel like it just makes
I
you
don't
feel
anymore.
better?
I think that's part of the detox thing
Yeah.
too. Like you get it out of your system. Like I was talking to you the other day, you said, I love sugar, but when I don't eat it for a while, you don't crave it as much. It's the same
And it
with
feels
milk.
good. Like I feel
It
like my
feels good.
hormones are balanced when I don't eat sugar.
Yes.
Like I don't have these spikes of like, I'm a crazy person.
I actually feel the opposite. Same. When
I
I don't have sugar, I'm like, and my family's like, where's the red vines?
Here, Mom, you're fine.
girl.
That's so funny.
That's awesome.
But it's true, like you got to get it out of your system and let that like get through the
Yeah.
crazy or the sick
Yeah.
or the.
That's why sometimes I feel like a cheat isn't worth it, because then it just gets back in your system,
Right.
and you've gone so long, and it's almost like it sends me down a spiral. So
Yeah.
it's like, is it even worth it? Because you go for so long not having it. Because I'm trying to go 6 days and eat like as best as I can, and then on the 7th day I like kind of treat myself. But sometimes I feel like that just sends you down that spiral again. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I just had one little bite.
Right.
It's like drugs, kind of. Just like a little more, just a little more.
Just a little bit.
When it's like, just don't even do it at all.
Right? Yeah. That's a good point. I think that it's interesting too that we get in the certain way that we eat, and then I feel like with veganism and stuff, it's like you do have to give yourself time to try something new.
Yeah.
Because it does suck at first.
And adjust to it, yeah.
And adjust
Like
to
now
it,
I
but-
crave my green smoothie in the morning, which
Right.
words I never thought I would ever say.
I'm
Like I
craving a
crave a
green
green
smoothie.
smoothie. People are like, oh, shut up, you are not. You know?
Like she's so
But
good.
it's true,
She's lying.
yeah. It's true. Like once you start putting the good stuff in too and start feeling good, like I've had so many benefits past the chronic illness. Like I used to have really cystic acne until I was like 29, until I went vegan.
Wow.
And then just cleared it all out.
heals
It cleared it out.
everything.
I had really bad PMS symptoms. Every month was like a roller coaster. And yeah, once I cut out all that stuff,
It's
all that
crazy
stuff
to
just
think
cleared
what's in
up.
our food. It's a little scary to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mentioned your YouTube channel. I love following it. Will you tell everyone watching a little bit more about what you're doing?
Yeah. So on my channel, oh man, this is hard to explain.
So many good things.
Yeah.
There's lots of fitness, but it goes beyond the fitness part of it, because I think everybody knows if you eat healthy and you work out, you're gonna get, you're gonna get healthier and feel good and gain strength and all that stuff. But it's the actually doing it that's the hard part.
Yes.
So I want to create a community where I'm showing up for them 5 days a week, every day. We're doing our goals together. So I've picked 6 goals, and then having, like, you would pick your own 6 goals. Or if that's too many in a day, pick 3 goals. Like maybe you want to go to the gym, you want to get in more greens, and you want to call your grandma every day or something, Like it can be whatever goals cater to you and your lifestyle. It doesn't have to be vegan or anything like that. And then I basically just show myself doing them every day and just kind of, I'm just kind of being an accountability partner.
That's smart.
Because that's been the hardest part for me, is actually doing it. I mean, most people know what to do. I think it's just like showing up every day and doing these little things that are pretty easy in a day. But over time, they make like drastic results in your life.
I really love that, because it's like you have like this gym partner or like this fitness partner, but you don't actually like have to go to the gym, because I'm more like, I want to be at home.
Workout.
And I get
totally.
embarrassed working out in front of people, but you still have like your buddy with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I love that.
And it's really inspiring, like helps keep me accountable too. So it's like, I love giving that, but it also helps me so much, because in the morning I'm like, I'm tired today, but there were 5 people who contacted me on Instagram yesterday saying like, you're inspiring me and I've made these changes and I want to thank you. So it's like, it's helped me a lot to stay accountable. So
You've done a great job building a community.
that's great.
I know, I watched you on the treadmill a couple times. I'm like, okay, Danna's doing it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
Well, and I love what you said about that you're just like an accountability partner. Like whatever their goals are, like you don't necessarily have to be vegan.
No.
Like whatever.
You don't even have to work out or anything. Like if it's like writing in your journal, which is one thing that I would recommend for everybody, is getting a gratitude journal and writing it every day. Like more than exercise or health has helped me through, all the health struggles. Just being grateful for the things, like even if you're having a horrible day, like there's something you can be grateful for. And just making that a practice. I think we all know that, but making it a practice and doing it every day has really helped me. So that's
very
been-
good for your mental health.
Overall health. That's our goal for January. So I like that you said that.
Yeah.
Overall health.
Yeah.
And one thing that you said that I really appreciated was that you listen to yourself. Like you said before, you always just push and push, and now you more like listen. Like I know if I do this and I'm feeling this way, I need to take a break. And I think that goes with everything in a really big way. Like paying attention to you, and not necessarily like if vegan doesn't work for you, like pay attention to your body and what does work,
Right.
and actually taking care of it, not just I'm going to eat this cookies, I want it to taste good, but now I recognize that I don't feel good. Like really paying attention to what your body needs and what your mind needs.
Yeah.
So I think that you do that in a great way.
Thank you.
So thank you, Danna. Thank you for being on our show. We love learning about everything that you're doing. And check out Danna on our Feature Friday this week. She will be there showing us I don't know, any tips
I think
and
I'll make
tricks
maybe
and-
some pancakes.
Yes, I love her.
Yes. So check her out on Feature Friday, and she'll be on our Instagram and YouTube. And next Moms View episode will be us talking about our favorite podcasts right now. Loving the podcast. So go check that out, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.